Hey friends, and we're live from a hot and humid, steamy jungle of Wisconsin. How are you? I was just out filming in the backyard and I got bitten up top and bottom by mosquitoes, so I put my mud mask on there. Erica knows, Susanna knows, best mud mask for mosquito bites and a lot of other things. Man, they are vicious right now. Mosquitoes are out. Anyway, I'm hoping that there's a little bit more breeze over here and they won't bother me. How are you? Surprise Live. I have a really great theme today to share with you. It's based on a little story of something that happened to me here a few years ago in Wisconsin. And it's a great one. It's something relatable for everybody. We're going to be talking about mastery of energy, life mastery. Where do we leech our energy and our power? Our personal power. So many of us are bleeding our life force, our energy. And we talked about complaining being one. We talked about worry, using our imagination to create that which we don't desire. Worrying is another way we leech, we bleed, we lose our energy levels. Today we're going to be talking about envy and jealousy. And I have a cool story. This is going to be a fast live. Thanks for joining. Namaste, Pradeep. Hello, welcome. Say hi where you're joining from. It's hot here. I just went for a walk and then tried to do some filming in the backyard for some projects, which you're going to see soon. But yeah, here I am out there shooting sound bites, and then I'm like, ow, ow. The mosquitoes are just... If I share the bloopers with you, you're gonna laugh because I'm just dancing around the being a feast for mosquitoes in the backyard. It's really hot and humid here. It's like 90% humidity. We've got lightning and thunderstorms coming. We had them yesterday. It feels like a tornado season right now. I hope you're enjoying your weather wherever you are. Here it is. I like it, and I lived in Southeast Asia for 5 years. All over. My home was in Bali, my headquarters, my home base, but I traveled all throughout Southeast Asia and Thailand, a lot in Thailand, Malaysia, love Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I was in Philippines. Great countries, by the way. I love it. I was in Singapore 22 times. That's right, I've been to Singapore 22 times, and now I'll probably go through Singapore again. Excited about my trip to India, and I anticipate being in India a lot. And it's a country that I've been to before, 25 years ago. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to return. So people were asking me, it's a little off topic, but we'll get back onto the theme here soon, asking me about I remember the first time I went to India when I was 25, I was like packing my bags ready to run out the door for a business trip. I'm like, first day on the job, they said, you're going to India. I'm like, yes. I went and told my friends and family. You know what response I got? They're like, ooh, why would you want to go there? You know, like, why would you go to India? And I'm like, are you crazy? India's amazing. I've been wanting to go to India since I was a little girl. You know, I've been looking at a Nat Geo and globes and maps and watching all my National Geographic. Like, I can't wait to go to India. But that's my approach to, like, not just travel and adventure, everything. It's like, I want to try everything. You know, I'll try anything once. Like, I'm up for it. Hey, David, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, say hi where you're joining from. Yeah, I've been to Singapore 22 times. So Singapore is a great transit. You're in and out, and I was just looking at some memories of mine from 10 years ago. So this goes out to my friend Gorab and Malti in Singapore. I always stay with them. I was looking at some of our pictures. We were hanging out at your house in Singapore 10 years ago. Can you believe it? Hey, Cassie, how are you? Same girl, how are you? Which part? The mosquitoes or the Southeast Asia or... Oh, loving to experience life, right? Going after it. Well, that's a really nice organic segue into the theme of today, which is a great theme. We're going to talk a little bit about one of the ways we lose our energy, our life force, our power. And that is through envy and jealousy. I'm going to throw spite in there as well, which they're all kind of tangled up together on the lower emotional guidance scale. They're down there, right? We all know that feeling. The feeling of jealousy, not enoughness, scarcity, lack, not feeling good enough within oneself, lack of confidence, jealousy, that spiteful energy. It's not good to, have that reflected to you, but it's not good to feel it within oneself. So that's one way a lot of people will lose their power, is through energy. Oh, Cassie, it is hot here. I'm here sweating outside. I wanted to have nice scenery, good natural lighting, because I'm in the office all day. Hey, stay tuned. We got a couple of new videos coming out tonight, tomorrow, that you're really going to like. I suffered through the sweat and the humidity and the mosquitoes for you. For beautiful natural lighting and green. And anyway, so once one has experienced those lower emotions, right? That feeling of not enoughness, scarcity, lack through the avenue of feeling jealousy or envy, it doesn't feel good. So you can learn from it, and you don't have to go back into that anymore. If you know who you truly are, then you won't be experiencing that. If you know who you truly are and you come from oneness, it's impossible to feel jealousy or envy at all, because you know who you are and you know that we're all connected. It's all one. And you have nothing but unconditional love for every other soul. So why would you ever have spite or envy or jealousy? You wouldn't. So here's this cool story that I want to share. Miss Congeniality. Now, that was probably made famous by the movie with Sandra Bullock. Miss Congeniality is like in a pageant, like a state pageant or nation pageant, beauty pageant. And whoever wins Miss Congeniality, I actually think this prize is better than whoever wins like Miss State, like California, for instance, or Miss USA. Because you have to be voted by all your peers, the contestants with you. There could be hundreds of them, to be the most likable, right? Who's the most friendly. That's how the Miss Congeniality part is voted upon. So you're showing up. As I say, you can't fake being awesome. Like genuine awesomeness, you can't fake it. You are or you're not, right? It's this magnetic energy. Awesomeness. So here's the story. So it's taken me a little while to get there. Oh, did I just get a bite? Oh, those little mofos. Yep, I got a bite on my face the day I'm filming outside. Oh well, this happened to me when I lived in Asia a lot. So this is many years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. I was taking a friend to a surgeon's office, and I forget what type of private practice surgeon they were. And I was sitting there in the waiting room and listening. I'm always observing and listening to a woman talk about this female surgeon, this private practice there. And I could just tell she was coming from that energy of envy, spitefulness, jealousy, just like, rah. And I was like, ooh, I don't like this energy. That's not me at all. And I'm listening, and she's talking about this female surgeon. And apparently this female surgeon was 30 years old, already had a successful private practice, like really successful. She was not only a professional celloist, she also was Miss Congeniality in the Miss Wisconsin pageant. And so these are just some of the things that I'm hearing about this woman's accomplishments and achievements. And when I heard that, I was like, ooh, I will be her friend. I like this girl. That's awesome to have achieved that by age 30. That's a lot. That's awesome. That is genuine awesomeness, right? I think she probably is good at a lot of things and successful. So I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm thinking like birds of a feather flock together, like attracts like. Like I love being around people who have worked on themselves and developed themselves and created success and achievements and have gone for it in life. Like Cassie, you were just saying, like, you go for it, right? Yeah, You go for it. You go for travel. You go for expansion. That's why we're here, to expand and grow and experience. And I think that's awesome, right? So in my mind, I was just like, ooh, this girl, this surgeon, like, she's cool. I want to meet her. And what the woman, the spiteful, envious woman, was saying, she was saying, it's just not fair. It's not fair that she has all these qualities and achievements and success, and it's just so awesome. Just save a little for the rest of us. Like, that's what she was saying. And I was like, whoa. Well, first off, let's address this piece by piece here. It's not like there is this finite pie of awesomeness in the world that only some of us get tiny little slices and some of us get bigger pieces. It is an infinite pie through infinity, and we are infinite beings of light. So let's just put that to rest. And a lot of people believe that when it comes to success, awesomeness, characteristics, things that we develop in ourselves, money. There's a lot of people believing that there's this finite pie, and they're spiteful and envious and angry and jealous of people who have created more for themselves. Jumbo, Shabani, Jumbo Mambo, Kaka, Habari. Hey, I'm sorry, I just was talking to my friend here in Swahili. Yeah, so, and it's true, birds of a feather. Like, if you're really working on yourself, developing yourself, going for it in life, no matter how that looks, it could be, yeah, you're working out really a lot, you've got a nice body, you're healthy, or you've created a lot of financial abundance, or like this woman, she is a professional and accomplished cello player. This woman, this surgeon that I was talking about, Miss Congeniality. So yeah, there's not a finite amount. There is endless amounts of everything. So to think that is very flawed. It's very spiritually immature. That there is a finite amount and that some people just get bigger chunks. No, you, if one wants something, they create it. They work on themselves. They go for it, right? And there's another thing. It's not like this awesome woman, okay? She's got a private practice by 30, like a really successful surgeon. She won Miss Congeniality in Miss Wisconsin. I saw pictures of her. She's gorgeous. Beautiful energy, beautiful body, beautiful face, right? Accomplished cello player, probably good at a lot of things. And I was just like, I want to know her. That's awesome. That's rad that she's already done that by the time she's 30. She didn't come out of the womb like playing the cello and already a surgeon. Like, she had to work at that. She had to go to school and put, the schooling and the education and cello. Like, my sister played the cello growing up. I played the piano and some other instruments. We all played multiple instruments growing up. She played the cello, and I know how much work it takes. It's work. Now, do some phenoms come in and they're just like good at some type of instrument or sport? Yes, it's very rare, but even they have to practice and work at it, right? It's just not like poof, all of a sudden, magic, right? And this woman's a surgeon or an accomplished cello player, right? If you have a good, healthy, fit body, most people have to work for it. Some people, it comes mostly, I would say some people can be genetically gifted that way. It's far and few between. Most people have to spend the time working out and diet and nutrition and all the right things, right? I'm not a gym rat. However, I appreciate those that really focus on their fitness and their true health, not just, to do selfies in the mirror and flex, but no judgment. This is a no judgment zone here. To each their own. However, I got some mad respect for people, especially when they turn it around. If they have lost a lot of weight and really transformed themselves, that's what it is. It's about transformation. I wouldn't be jealous of anyone. That's awesome. It takes work. And now the miscongeniality part, that's not luck that she won that. That is because she is the most likable and friendly amongst her fellow competitors, contestants in a Miss Beauty pageant, right? So to diminish and be spiteful of someone's achievements, it's belittling what they have created. It's just that person has gone for more, and they've worked on themselves more. They've had a bigger dream, and even if that dream scared them, they were willing to go for it, right? They didn't hold themselves back. And what happens is a lot of people, especially the ones playing in the scarcity, lack, jealous, envious, remember, this is leeching one's life force, one's energy. That is my mosquito bite adventure right there. If you didn't see that earlier today. Backyard filming today for minutes to get some sound bites, which you'll see today and tomorrow. And I got bitten up. Yeah, so this is such a good topic. And, you know, like a lot of people who, God bless them, there's no judgment for me. All judgment is self-judgment. What I notice is a huge swath of the population plays in that lower energy of scarcity, lack, envy, lack of knowing oneself. Because if you know yourself, you know you're, a powerful, infinite being of light, unconditional love. It is impossible to be envious or jealous. That's level 1 consciousness, okay? That is and it goes hand in hand with blaming and, projecting on everyone, victim mentality, boo-hoo, I didn't get all this stuff. Well, yeah, you didn't work for it. Some other people really worked on themselves. They expanded, they grew, and it takes effort, and it takes energy and dedication and discipline. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So that's just what it comes down to, okay? When I look at some of these people who are successful, have achievements, have really transformed themselves, I'm like, bravo, way to go. And more of that. Let's all lift each other up versus like the lady in the waiting room for the surgeon. This person, they're taking more from the pie. Why don't you save all this awesomeness for us? You're taking it all. No. This person that's spiteful and jealous in the waiting room of the surgeon, they just haven't gone for it. They haven't worked on themselves. It's not important enough for them to create something that big in their own life. Okay, so you can see why there's a huge population that get jealous, and they don't even know what's possible for themselves. They could go for it, but they have to want to. That's a whole other topic. But so whenever I sense that jealous, envy energy, that state, it's not good. I don't like it. I think, man, that is a huge hole in the boat for someone's energy, for their life force being leached out. And that is a wake-up call right there, radar. That person doesn't know themselves yet. Hopefully they will get to know themselves, who they truly are in this lifetime. Because when you do, you'll never feel jealousy. You'll never feel that spite or belittlement of another just because they've achieved more or grew more, transformed their lives into much bigger and amazing ways. I love this topic. This is such a great theme. Surprise live from a hot, sweaty, humid Wisconsin right now. So if you missed the beginning, go back and watch. It's awesome. This is a good message for anybody. And you know me, I don't hold back. I'm going to be lovingly blatant because we need it right now. There's a lot of souls up-leveling, waking up and realizing I don't want to be that version of my former self. And maybe you're hearing this, maybe this is passed on from a friend. Oh, by the way, if you're watching on the replay, say hi, where you're joining from. Share this live. This is great stuff. This is great stuff, great topics out there, meaningful, purposeful, potent, powerful topics that people are going to love for you to share. Share this live stream. Maybe it's something that someone needs to hear today. They're watching this because they saw it on your wall. They have no idea who Amie Chilson is. However, they hear it and it lands just right. And they're like, maybe I was like that lady sitting in the surgeon's waiting room with that petty, low energy, spiteful envy or jealousy. Belittling someone's abilities, thinking like it's not fair that they have more success and qualities and characteristics and achievements. so few are willing to go for it. And that's why there's so few at the top of success, right? A lot of folks, God bless them, are okay with mediocrity. And so it's such a vast polarity and difference when you see those who are happily, Groundhog Day, limping along, doing, the same rote routine in their mediocrity, versus those who are bright, shiny, going all in life, going for it, right? They're working on themselves. They're becoming better, best versions of self, like every day. It's a full-time job for self-mastery. That is a vast difference. And you can see it, you can feel it, it's palpable. And if someone's hearing this, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I really don't want to play in that energy, that lower energy of spite, lack, scarcity, low self-esteem, envy. I want to change. I want to transform myself. You can. Anybody can. And change can start with just one thought. That's how close you are. That's how close anyone is to create change and true transformation. It's that choice, deciding. It's bigger than choice. Deciding is like line in the sand, right? I'm not going to be that anymore. I'm shifting. I am burning my boat, so to speak, right? Burning my boat to the old version of me who no longer serves for me to be that way anymore. Thank you. Mwah. That was part of the journey, the hero's journey that we're all on called life, and it's now time to level up. And as you've noticed, this has been a huge constant underlying theme for me in all my my videos, my live streams, because it's part of my life, what I'm doing right now too. And we get inspiration from each other by living the example out loud publicly, which I think is awesome. So thank you for letting me share this surprise live theme with you. Another live in our series of energy mastery. How do we leech, we bleed, we lose our life force, our energy through the state of being in envy and jealousy. We don't like that. That is like I have been in relationships where that person, this partner, is extremely jealous or envious, and it never works out because that is the antithesis of what I am. I don't have a jealous bone in my body. I know that it's ultimately, once you learn from it, you're like, I don't need to play down there. That's not me. When you know who you truly are, it won't happen. It's an impossibility. So that should be good news and exciting for those who are like, yeah, I'm done with that. It's time to move up. And it is. We're evolving. We're ascending. We're waking up to who we truly are faster and faster these days. And that's exciting. So if you missed the beginning of this, it is chock full of gems here. Gem after gem. There's a lot in here. I'd love for you to go back and watch from the very beginning. Looks like we're gonna get a rainstorm here soon. Humid, hot, mosquito bite, Wisconsin. Go back and watch from the beginning. There's a great story here, lots of gems, and I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm always curious. You've been quiet, so I say thank you to Shabani and to Cassie for some interaction. I love interaction here. That's awesome. And if you watch this on the replay, you want to jump in and share some insights and feedback, I would love to see that. So thanks guys, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next video.